The Olympics had athletes. The weather had tornadoes. NASA had rockets. Then came the redneck. He rolled through the gates in the rust-covered Ford with a grin that could start a damn civil war. The champions polished their medals with pride while he looked at their records and laughed from the side. They talked about glory, determination, and fame. He talked about distance and changing the game. They stepped in the circle and gave it their best. He yawned and admitted he wasn't impressed. The crowd started booing, he tipped back his hat, said, "Boys, if that's power, then what do you call that?" He pointed behind him, the laughter got louder. Then he wrapped both hands around the water tower. A hush fell over the grandstands below. Nobody certain how far it could go. The wind seemed to stop and the birds cleared the way, like the whole world was holding its breath for the day. When the tower goes up and disappears in the blue, every storm on the horizon starts wondering what to do. Oh, the clouds break apart and the sunlight pours through, like heaven itself wants a front row view. He's a backwoods legend with impossible aims, turning common sense into funeral flames. And every soul watching knows one thing is true: nobody throws like that fool do. Yeah. The tower kept climbing and shattered the gray, punching a hole where the sunlight could stay. Meteorologists stared at their screens, watching their forecast die by all means. One said, "The models don't show this at all." Another just stood there and stared at the wall. A third man resigned and went straight to the bar, saying, "I don't get paid enough for this bazaar." Meanwhile, the redneck was scratching his chin, looking around for a challenge to win. Then somebody pointed at darkening skies, and the tornado appeared on the horizon line. The sirens were screaming, the air turned cold. The clouds looked angry, heavy and old, but the smile on his face only seemed to grow wide, like he'd just been invited to the ride of his life. When the tower goes up and disappears in the blue, every storm on the horizon starts wondering what to do. The clouds break apart and the sunlight pours through, like heaven itself wants a front row view. He's a backwoods legend with impossible aims, turning common sense into funeral flames. And every soul watching knows one thing is true: nobody throws like that fool do. Yeah. The tornado came dancing across the flat land, ripping up fences and palms where they stand. The redneck stepped forward and cracked his neck twice, like he was deciding between beer brands tonight. He grabbed another tower and gave it a spin, like a major league pitcher born solely to win. Then he launched that thing with a roar and a grin, and the twister got hit like it owed him rent. The funnel collapsed into dust and regret, the cleanest damn victory anybody's seen yet. Even Hawk showed up looking ready to fight, till he watched the last throw disappear from sight. The green giant muttered while shaking his head, "Well, I'm going home instead." Now they're rolling out rockets where towers once stood, because somebody thought that idea would be good. Scientists nervous and sweating through shirts, trying to predict how much damage it hurts. The countdown begins and the engines ignite, painting the launch pad in rivers of light. The redneck walks over completely unfazed, like tossing spacecraft is just another phase. He looks at the moon, looks back at the crowd, spits in the dirt and says it out loud. Try finding that one. When the rocket goes up and disappears in the night, even satellites stop to admire the sight. The stars seem to scatter and drift out of line. stand still. The clouds move aside, the stars leave the hill, and somewhere beyond where the daylight is through, that crazy redneck still following through. Yeah. The Olympics had athletes, the weather had tornadoes, NASA had rockets, but none of them on the sky.